Guys, do you realize that our country is in the worst shape that it has been since forever? And it's not what you think it is. It's not because of this COVID-19 shit. And it's not because of, like, George Floyd and racism. I mean, I guess it is in that way, but it's not the reason you think of it as. Quick disclaimer. This is my opinions, and it's just my opinions, and I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong. But my feeling is our country is in the worst shape that it has ever been. Reason being is the media, this fake news, politicians trying to take over this country, trying to take our freedom away, little bit by little bit. Now, let me explain this. Is this COVID-19 shit, is they're making you wear a mask, threaten to arrest you on the spot because you ain't wearing a mask, telling you to stay indoors. If you do not stay indoors, they will arrest you. Now, to me, that sounds like Nazi Germany. Yeah, and I understand there's, I mean, you have a chance of getting somebody sick, or you got a chance of getting sick, but they're taking our freedom away. That's even if this COVID-19 shit is real. Now, like, the flus, being sick with the flu, the deaths wise, has dropped drastically, has dropped. Everything is being pointed to this COVID-19. Now, I'm not saying it is real or isn't real, but I don't believe it is. Who am I to say? I'm just like one of you guys. Now, with this George Floyd, these officers should be on trial for murder, and get the full extent of the law. It was murder, don't get me wrong. But you have to think about it this way, is police officers are trained, 6 months, a year of training to be a police officer? Hairdressers go to school for 2 years to hairdress. These guys are out there risking their lives, being trained for 2 years. Now you might say, like, okay, what about the police officers that come back from the military and on duty, and then come back and they're trained for war? This is not war. And then a lot of these guys come back with PTSD, and they're put on the streets and not trained to deal with people, to deal with citizens like us. It's not their fault. It's the government's. Like I said, they should be tried. They are people. They make mistakes, or, I mean, racism, or whatever you want to call it. They should be tried for murder. So, with that being said, you don't see on the news, or you very rarely see on the news, a white cop killing a white man. Well, it happens. It happens every day. Why don't you see it? Because it's not news. They want to separate, the government here wants to separate all of us. And the reason they're picking racism to separate all of us is because it's easy. And it's not necessarily blacks they're trying to separate from whites. It's lower income class people. Which, like, people live in the projects. These Democrats are promising you guys money, or us money, to vote for Democrat. To give us money. Why are they giving us money? They're giving us money so they can enslave us. They ain't trying to build jobs. They're not. They're trying to give you a little bit of money here and there to keep you enslaved, to keep your mouth shut, for you not to fight back. They're doing this to all of us. And like a lot of you guys ain't seeing it. And I mean, it's been going on for years. Blacks and whites, let's separate them. Lower income class people from the upper class people, and make a one world order, new world order. I don't even want to say it like that, but it makes me sound crazy. But the government wants to keep our mouths shut and go about our daily routine, what we do every day, and day in and day out, and just be ants, be little mindless minions, be slaves. And like I said, it's easy for them to put the race card in there and put this on media, because and social medias, and put us on the news, is because everybody gets, it's racism. Everybody gets like wound up over it, and it should not happen. There should not be racism in this world, but there is. It's 2020. There shouldn't be, but there is. There's cops that are racist. They're people. Hell, there's black people that are racist against their own kind. It makes no sense. But and I wouldn't even say their own kind. That makes me sound racist. But their own race. They're racist against their own race. We're all Americans. Unless you're come over here with being an illegal immigrant or whatever, we're all Americans. That's how it should be. It's not white, black, in my eyes anyway. It shouldn't be white, black, Korean, Mexican. We are all Americans. And with them putting a label on everything, blacks, whites, Mexican, they are separating us. What we need to do as the people of this country is come together as a whole and fight this government. And I'm not saying literally fight them, but protest against them about what they're doing. Oh, another thing, this protest about just George Floyd, why are you protesters burning down businesses that are in your neighborhood that had nothing to do with anything? You're hurting your neighborhood. Stop doing it. And then you have these white protesters that are going in their suburban neighborhood holding up their little sign, Black Lives Matter. Of course Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. All that is, that sign, Black Lives Matter, black, That's another form of separation. Putting us on one side of each other, dividing us. Why are we sitting back and letting this happen? Why? I just don't understand. I really don't. I mean, I guess I do, because like not one person can change the whole country. Me speaking this, there's going to be a lot of hate if anybody sees this. It makes no sense to me. It really don't. Why we're sitting back letting this happen. I love this country. No, I haven't fought for it, and I never went to war, and I was never in the military. But this is the only country where you can say what the fuck you want to say. You can do, to an extent, what you want to do. But now they're trying to separate us, trying to take our freedoms away. Slowly, but surely, it's happening. And like, we need to wake up our eyes and realize what the government is doing. Now, if I post this and if I get 5 views, whatever. If I get no views, whatever. But like, I hope everybody in this country sees this. The government is separating us, pitting us, basically putting us in a ring. You to that corner, you to that corner, you to that corner. And they're ringing the bell. Fight! As their entertainment. This is media, social media, this is the news. That's all you ever hear is blacks or white cops killing black men. When there's black men, more black men killing black men than white men killing black men, or black men killing white men, or... But you don't see that on the news. Because they can't pin a race on each other. And it shouldn't pin anything on it. Like, everything boils down to the government. Everything. The government is failing us. They're pitting us against each other. I don't know. Y'all, what can we do? They're throwing us a little bit of money. Yeah, keep your mouth shut, but don't go outside. Here, a little bit more money. We are going to be enslaved. All of us Americans, white, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Asian. If we don't do something about it, we're all going to be enslaved to this government. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And I feel bad for my kids, your kids. Like, what is it going to be in 10 years, 20 years, 50 years? What is it going to be like? What is this country going to come to? I always said that the government is the biggest mafia in the world. What does the mafia promise you? Or promise the people that they can control of. Protection. What does the government promise us? Protection. But you gotta fork out that little bit of money for that protection. Taxes. We're taxed on everything here in Pennsylvania. Everything. You don't own anything here. And it's gonna get worse. You gotta pay yearly taxes on your house or your land. Yearly tax. You got some states you gotta pay yearly taxes on your car. It's just gonna get worse. This is gonna end up being a North Korea or worse. We might be blind to it. They might be so good at it where there's only gonna be a few trying to stand up for the nation, us people, but we're not gonna get through because it's only gonna be a few of us, and the others are gonna be so blinded that what's gonna happen? I don't know. Like I said, your kids, my kids, their kids. What is this country gonna come to? It breaks my heart. It really does. And I don't know what to do. I believe that we are gonna be all enslaved. And it's gonna be crazy. Are we gonna get up and fight as a nation, as the people of this country, and say we are sick of it? We are tired of it. There's so many more people in this country, so much more citizens in this country than there are politicians. All we have to do is get together. This is what they want, guys. They don't want all of us to get together and say we're tired of this. We're sick of this. They're trying to separate us. We need to get together, not as whites, blacks, we need to get together as one group. Americans. We are all Americans. And tell these politicians, the government, to fuck off. We are sick of this. We will not be enslaved. We know what the hell is going on. We know what you're trying to do. I don't know, guys. Like I said, this is my opinion. Hate me. Like me. It don't matter. It's just my opinion. God bless, guys, and I hope I'm wrong. For my kids, for your kids, their kids, for us. I hope I'm wrong. Peace out, guys.